But that's not the biggest picture. Because the question we asked at the beginning is, our taxes are too high. And Act 388's biggest effect probably is it shifted a burden of $250 million now onto the backs of who? Local South Carolina businesses are paying $250 million more in taxes now than they did before Act 388. South Carolina businesses now pay half the property taxes in the state of South Carolina. And when I ask, are they too high, we ought to compare ourselves with other states. So, for example, large industrial properties, businesses in America, we have the 5th highest property taxes. If you're a large industrial company moving into South Carolina, your property tax will be 74% higher than the national average. If you're wanting to reduce a tax, this is where I'd tell you to start. If you're wanting to spark economic development, this is where I'd tell you to start. Because this is where we have some of the highest taxes in the country. Large commercial, we're the 20th highest. Homeowners, we are 37th to 39th. We're 34% below the national average. And then finally, I know this hadn't happened to you, but in my part of the world, we have just erected a brand new Statue of Liberty. Have you heard about this? It says right at the border of North Carolina, it says, "Give me your tired, your poor Charlottinians, yearning to breathe free of Charlotte-Mecklenburg taxes, politics, crime, and mess. Come to South Carolina. Bring your 9.7 kids. Use all of our services. Pay nothing in taxes. Keep working in North Carolina. Keep shopping in Pineville on the way home, paying taxes to support the North Carolina economy. And utilize South Carolina services without putting a dime back in South Carolina." We have created a situation in this state where we support the economies of other states, where we put the burden of taxation on the support of our businesses, but not just businesses, but second rental properties. Used to be the difference was 4 to 6% from an owner-occupied to a second home. And a lot of people say, well, second homes, they can afford it. If you can afford a home at Hilton Head, your second home, you can afford it. But some of us buy a condo in Columbia for our kid when they go to school at USC, because 4 years later you can do what? Sell the condo, and it was cheaper than paying dorm rent. You can't afford to do that anymore, because now the average difference between your single owner-occupied and your second home is higher by 119, 165%. In Beaufort, 141% higher for your second home. Greenville, 138% higher on your second home. If you own $1 million home in Greenville, $7,000 is your primary tax if it's your primary residence. $18,000 if it's your second home. $100,000 home, $776 at primary, $1,849 is secondary. In Beaufort, mysteriously, a lot of people all of a sudden started living, wink, wink, in their second home to the tune of 25 to 40%, because we're creating a tax situation that encourages that to happen.